Oh, hi guys, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel. Glad you can join us. I think we've got a cracking little card trick for you today using these pack of blue cards. In fact, let me just show you the faces of them before we start so you can see that they are just shuffled regular 52 playing cards. And we're going to come back to these in just a moment, but we'll put them just here. Now you'll notice I've got a contrasting set of cards over here, but not a full deck. In fact, we've got 4 red cards, and I'm not just talking about the backs, I'm talking about the faces. These are all red. We have an ace of diamonds here. We also have a 9 of diamonds. We have a 10 of hearts, and we also have this one, the 7 of hearts. So 4 cards, one of these 4 red face cards is going to be chosen by you. You see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the cards up so that you don't know which is which. I'm going to take cards from the bottom and put them on the top. Now you don't know if this is the ace or this is the 9 or the 7, but I'm just going to keep moving them, and at some point you're going to call stop. You're going to remember the card you stop at on the bottom. So once again, let's mix these up and move the 4 cards around. So just call stop at any time you like. Stop here. Are you sure I can carry on? Now I'm just going to look away while you remember the card that you stopped at. There it is there. Remember that card. Have you got it? Yeah. And we'll just place them in full view throughout. We're going to perform a triplex of magic. Yes, 3 effects in one. The first one, think about the card, the suit, the value, the colour. Put them together, concentrate, watch. It doesn't look much, but in this packet, something has happened. 1, 2, 3 cards remain. 1 card has vanished. We're left with a 10 of hearts. We're left with a 9 of diamonds, and we're left with the ace of diamonds. Only 3 cards remain. Do you see your card? You don't. Out of the 3 remaining cards, there's an ace of diamonds. That's not your card. The 9 of diamonds and the 10 of hearts. 3 cards. 1 card has vanished. What was your card? The 7 of hearts. Watch. In the middle of the blue deck is 1 card and 1 card only, face up. Remember, you had a choice of any card, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the face up card along with the one directly next to it. If this really is your missing card, then it belongs here, and it is the missing card from here. But beyond that, it arrived in the center of the pack next to one other card. You're not going to believe this, but it is the matching sibling of the 7 of hearts. And that is a great little card trick using just a small packet of 4 red backed cards. So here is the tutorial for this great little card trick. It kind of combines the best of both worlds because you get a packet effect and a full deck included as well. Now, first of all, the cards are just regular. This is a regular pack of 52 cards. You've also got some red cards. Let me just go through these. So first of all, we have these cards here. Now this card is from the blue pack. You just need one of these. You also need 3 regular cards And it doesn't really matter which cards. I pick all red cards, but you could have a mixture. It really doesn't matter, okay? But they just got to have red backs on there. This card here is a fake card because on one side it's the ace, on the other side it's the 7 of hearts. Okay, now if you don't own one of these, you could make one of these up just by sticking together back to back 2 cards. Okay, now because you're the only person that handles the cards, the thickness of the card won't really matter. Okay, so but otherwise, if you've got a double-sided card that you can buy from all good magic dealers, then pick up one of these. So I just happened to grab the first one I found, which happened to have an ace on one side and the 7 of hearts on the other. Okay, but that's the setup of cards you need. Next, we take the genuine 7. Let's deal with the pack first of all. So we've got the 2 genuine 7s. What I do is I keep the 7 of hearts from the red packet face up. This regular 7 from the blue pack just goes on top like that, and I drop that. In fact, I'm going to put that on at the bottom, and I'm just going to put a couple of other cards in front of that. Okay, so basically at the bottom I've got my 2 cards. Why have I done that? Well, because it allows me to pick up the cards and do a shuffle right down to the bottom. You can do a genuine shuffle because your cards are right at the bottom. When you get to the end, just don't shuffle those to reveal the reverse card. All I do is I just put these back to the bottom like that. We're done. I then spread the cards face up, but I don't spread the last couple of cards. So I just spread them and stop about here. They can see their regular cards. I then just flip these over to show the blues. You don't have to make a big thing about this. You can just mention we have this blue deck here. You don't have to emphasize that every card has a blue colored back. Just scoop these up, and I want to get those to the middle, so I just do a regular cut to put them in the middle. This packet is now done. You can put that down. You're all set up, so that when you come to spread these, it appears in the middle, face up. So that's done. So we come to the packet part of the trick. Now, the way that you do this might be different because there's 101 ways that you can show 3 cards to look like 4. If you know a different way, then stick to what you're comfortable with and that works well for you. I quite like what I've done by twisting them over and showing the faces and the backs, because people lose track of how many backs and how many faces that you've shown. The bottom line is you've got to show 4 faces. This is how I do it. I have the 2 regular cards face up. The double facer goes with the card that I'm going to force onto them, the 7 of hearts, the one that's reversed in the pack, on the underside. This is the stack I've got. So I turn them over, I pick these up. You can casually push off the top card, just you say we got a small packet of 4 red cards. I'm not talking about the backs, I'm talking about the faces. You flip these over, I push off this and I say I've got the ace of diamonds, and you'll notice what I'm doing as I pull this off. I then use these fingers to flip the other 2 cards over. I put this down on here. I then turn the whole packet over and say I've got a 9 of diamonds, and I flip this over and put that to the back. I flip the packet over, pull out this one, show that we've got a 10 of hearts and a 7 of hearts, and I flip the whole packet back over. So let me just go through that sequence again. Once you've done it once or twice, you just do it without thinking. So these are the cards that I've got, and I then say I've got these 4 red cards, not the backs but the faces. You see, we have the ace of diamonds, we have the 9 of diamonds, we also have the 10 of hearts, and we have the 7 of hearts. And then I flip these over like that and put that on top. That's it. You've now shown 4 faces and apparently 4 backs. I then turn the pack over and I'm going to do what's known to magicians as the glide. Now, if you've never come across this move, it's when you want to force the bottom card, because at the bottom we've got the card we want them to choose. You hold the cards with your hand arched over the cards that are face down. You then hold these 2 edges, and these fingers here are going to pull back on this card like that. Okay, so it's going to move those back. So let me just show you. You pull that back, like these fingers pull this back. From the top, you don't see that. So what you can do is just move cards from the bottom to the top. Now all I'm doing is moving 2 cards. And then when they call stop, so this is all I'm doing, I'm just moving cards from the bottom to the top. When they call stop, you just push these square like that and show them the bottom card. They're now looking at the bottom card. They remember that. You can then place the cards down. You then go into the magic of transferring a card over here, and you can then pick up these cards and you're going to show them. You can do a kind of Elmsley count to show 1, 2, 3 cards, but that's up to you. You don't have to. And then I slid off the top one, turned it over to show the 9 of diamonds. I put it to the back. I then flipped them over and then slid out the bottom one, which is the 10, turned it over. I then flipped the whole lot over to show the ace. You can now spread these because they are genuine 3 cards. This is a double back, this is a double facer. So once you've done that, you can lay them down. If you want to, you can just show these 2 together, square them up and just flash the back, push off the ace, show the back of the 10, drop that down, and the last card as well, and drop that down. They've seen the backs and faces of the entire cards. There's nothing to hide there. And then that's when you then spread the cards to reveal that in the middle is a face-up card next to another one. This one must be from here because it's got a red back, and this one is the duplicate from the blue deck. So it all comes together at the end. So this particular effect, there's so many different ways of displaying those final cards. I'll leave it up to you. If you do want to copy exactly what I did, best thing to do is to re-watch the performance a couple of times to see how I delivered this. But now you've got the concept, maybe you can come up with other handling ideas that are much better suited to your particular skills. Till next time, practice and enjoy.